Well, here we are again live on the 23rd of January. Welcome to the Motley Croc Show. I've got co-host Jimmy Riffle with me, and we're going to be talking about something pretty cool this evening. He's got some connections to some cool stuff, so I'm going to let him talk about that here in just a second. Jimmy, what's been going on there in Freezertown, USA, Ocala?
Man, let me tell you, it is cold as hell. Tonight's supposed to be 27 or 28 degrees. So
that's freaking special as hell, right? Right there. That's awesome.
I know.
That's unbelievable. I've got to run down to Sarasota probably. The staff couldn't get the big Roscoe, the giant Aldabra, into his heat den, so he was kind of giving him a hard time. So I guess
we're going to run there tonight.
Rile him up. Yeah. If he's not going to go in there, I got to go down there and get him in there. Yep.
If I was closer, man, I'd go with you. That'd be exciting.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so they were trying to do that earlier, but he was being stubborn. You know, a lot of times when it's real cold like that, he probably ate this morning. So he felt full most of the day, so he wasn't going to go for any type of food. So normally when it's real cold weather, I won't feed him till the end of the night because it all makes them run in their dens, you know. But yes, you know, what's up, John? John Brickle?
That's what we did. We finally allowed the porcupine out today in her new exhibit, and she was roaming around having a good time, but then we had to lure her back into the lockout, and she's very food motivated, which is awesome, which you probably know that. So, yeah. But she went.
Oh, you kind of froze a little bit. That's all right.
She's settling. She has heat lamps on her, so she's doing good.
That's awesome. And I saw you release a little video on her today. That was pretty exciting. I thought people would get a really big kick out of that. So that's kind of pretty awesome, actually, in itself.
I'm losing you.
Are you? You look frozen to me. I hope people can still hear me, but I feel like you're a little frozen, Jimmy. It's all right, man. It's cold weather, and there's probably a lot of people out there right now and using the internet as we would all think. So you know how that goes. Let's see. Are you still there, homie?
I'm here.
Awesome. Whoa, you hear my phone going off?
I hear that.
Everybody calls me when the show's going on, man. What's up, Joe? What's up? What's up? You can jump on if you want, Joe. It's good to see you. Hey, Judy. Michael Forster. What's up, Michael Forster? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, it's cold. John Brickle earlier was saying he got up to, let's see, he was in the low teens today, it says. The low teens, which is not a really, that's not very exciting. So let's get into what.
Back out of this thing. I don't know. It's lagging real bad.
Okay, you can back out and come back in if you want. That's fine.
Yeah, let me see. I don't know how to do that. Hang on. All right.
When we just lost Jimmy because he was lagging, it's probably because it's like 15 degrees where he's at right now in Ocala. Just kidding. It's only 28. But that means his wires are probably frozen, so it's slowing down his Wi-Fi. That's probably not even a thing, is it? Probably not. I'm just kidding. So anyways, I'd like to tell you he's going to tell us a little bit about what he got into and just kind of a thing we're going to be doing on the 29th. We're going to be doing an investigation. And when Jimmy comes back in, I will fill you in on what's going on. Also, Joseph, if you're here, man, and you want to pop in with us tonight, you're more than welcome to do that. And here he is. Boom. Jimmy's back with us. What's up, Jimmy?
All right. Let's see. Is that better?
Much better. You're fine. So talk to me, man. I'm waiting. Joe might pop in. The Croc father here might pop on with us, but and maybe Brittany, depending on what's going on with their weather and getting the kids to bed, et cetera, et cetera. Let me do something real quick. Let me copy something real fast for you and send you a link real quick too for you, Joe. So let's see. But Jimmy, go ahead and start telling us about what you got going on, man, as far as
yeah, so one of our
to.
Really good friends, one of our neighbors, he has a connection to a lot of people may know it, may not know it, but here in Florida, especially in Marion County, there is a family known as the Barker family. And the mother, she was pretty much a living gangster. This was during the era of mobsters. And we are next Saturday, we are going to the Mob Barker house.
I'm excited.
That is actually have one of the most known FBI shootouts.
What's up, Joe? It's one of the most known FBI shootouts in
What's
Ocala.
Up, Joe? This is up in Ocala.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You know, but so it's known for the FBI shootout, and the mother and I believe one of the sons was shot to death in the house by the FBI. So the house is known for that, and they actually floated the house from the original place through a lake into this park here in Ocala in Marion County. So the actual house was floated to this location it's at now.
That's great.
So it's pretty awesome. Yeah. So we're gonna
I think it's really cool. I looked some of it. That was awesome.
See what we can find.
Listen, if there's something there, I'll find it.
But I'm still doing a lot of homework on this.
I like it. I was looking it up. So I was looking up some of the photos, the FBI photos, man. There were some, they found the one guy upstairs pretty messed up. And
I think they were both killed. They were both killed in the upstairs bedroom, I believe. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
It was the longest shootout.
They were all
FBI
killed
history.
upstairs.
It was the longest shooting in FBI history. I love this, dude. I'm so excited to go there. And the kicker is I got to text from Brittany because I guess you guys have been chatting, right? So Brittany told me that we get to go in there at night, which no one has ever been able to do that before, ever.
They haven't. Yeah. So we get to go in at night, and I believe all the tours that they had scheduled were all canceled until 2-3 months from now. So we're actually getting the treatment, which is awesome, and it's at night, so we're going to be able to really see what we come across. And Troy, I'm excited to see you go in there, buddy.
Hey, you're just as sensitive to stuff too. I'll let you know what I find. I mean, and as you saw the footage, I'm sure you got some of that link. Have you watched the link yet of our work in St. Augustine?
No, I don't think I've seen.
All right, then I'm gonna tell you what. When I'm done here tonight, I'll pull it up and I will send it to you tonight so you can take a watch.
Okay.
Of it. Really, really good stuff. I mean, I think a lot of the problem is when you're doing that type of work, you're so into what you're doing that you forget to place the camera in the proper angles and things like that. So where those cameras were being placed, I think there can be much better footage of what was going on. But I think once we get in there, I got to get real open to it. So I'll be driving up there Saturday and we'll try to get really in because you really want to, I need a lot of clear time because you really want to be open. I'm going to shift that world again, man. It's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts.
I think Brittany will be there too, awesome. And she's so tense. She brings a lot of shit around. It's really cool. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah,
I think we should have somebody running a live camera the whole time.
Oh, I agree. I agree with that 100%. But this whole family is known for like the sons. I mean, they know robbing banks.
What's up, David G?
I mean, they're just known for being what is that?
Yeah, there was
something.
There was 3 sons, I believe. The father actually left because he didn't approve of the way that Mob Barker let them like run rampant. So he abandoned the family, and then 2 of the 3 sons ended up like one went to like Leavenworth, I believe, and the other one went like in like Kentucky State Prison. So it was left with her and her son Fred, who ended up being the 2 that were killed in the shootout.
So badass.
And this was this was the 30s, right? Something the 1930s.
I believe it was 1934, 35, something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
It was like right after they had killed like John Dillinger, Al Capone got picked up, all of that stuff. They were like the next one on Hoover's hit list. Basically.
Exactly.
On Hoover's hit list, bro. I love that. That's fucking awesome. That's so true though. That's funny. I'm on Hoover's. That's right, man. Wow. I can't even. I wish it was tomorrow, man. I'm like totally looking forward to it.
I'm fucking jealous.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good, and I'm not a big fan of tours that aren't done. Not that they don't do that, but like when you go to tours, they kind of walk you in. They kind of you don't. If you have so much direction pointed at something, you're not open enough to other stuff. And I think that if you really want to find or feel stuff, man, you got to be left alone. Like I got to go into a room by myself. You know what I mean, Jimmy? Yeah. Like when Michael would lock me into a room, you got to let me go in there first, or let me and Jimmy go in there first. And let me do it, because if you're in there like, oh, over there's a guitar right there, and the guitar fell down and beamed him on the head there, and and in the next room curtains fly around for no reason, and it just you take a lot of that what we need.
But you're very sensitive. You're very open. See, like me, when I'm in there with you guys, I can just pick up on very minor things, but you, Michael, Brittany, you guys pick up on a lot, and Sarah does too. So I mean, it's interesting that you guys pick up on all this, but I sense it, but I can't see what you see and things like that. And I don't know if it's because I'm not open enough to it.
I think that I think it's possible for anybody, man. I've always been agreeing that, but you have to get your conscience out of the way. And when I tell people how I do or something, they always think I'm crazy. I really don't care, because it just kind of gives me afterlife peace, I guess, for lack of a better word. But it's almost like I'm looking through this time window, and I can actually see the things in there. And it's funny because when that night when Brittany's like, "Who's this big guy walking up to us?" There was literally somebody, a very large person, walking up to her in that room and trying to like be an asshole to her. And then Michael's like, "He's just a bully." Like, they really can't hurt you. And I think people get scared if they can't explain it. They get scared. So I see what Jimmy can do, because Jimmy says he can't see, but he knows because he can tell things. He's like, "Whoa, man, I'm being, I feel pressure right here," and that's and like what Michael said, you're more of a sensitive spirit, so you feel it. So you can kind of close your eyes, and if someone closes their eyes and they bring something close to your ears or something back or close to your face, you're able to sense that. And so that's pretty good. I'm unaware of how Sarah does it. I don't know if she's looking at full body apparition. I don't. She's never really told me that. I mean, sometimes she'll get a sad or happy feeling, but I'm curious to see how she'll do. But I need some time to prep, and I'll look what I can find in there. And not always, as you know, that sometimes some people bring things with them, Jimmy. So obviously, as you know, when we were working, I had no idea what was going on there, and somebody else came in, and then the story unfolded as it unfolded. But I didn't have nobody knew that. So not only did we find different things, but there are a lot of new entities that are attached to people. I mean, there's a plethora of things that can happen to you. You could be around a murder scene, or you could have went through something very traumatic, or and sometimes that soul or that entity will stay close to you, which is really, and I got to the point where now I really don't care what people think. They kind of think I'm crazy, but the more you talk to people, and Jimmy knows this, I'm sure you too, Joe, the more you talk to people, the more they're like, yeah, I had this time, man, and this happened to me, and all of a sudden, like when you're like, every day I wake up, there's a fucking dime on the floor, so people see it, and they become so used to it, they're like, oh yeah, whatever, I just can't explain it, so I'm gonna, I'm gonna move along. And so, I mean, for me, after coming out of the hospital, I was even more open. It seemed like something like even cleared even more for me. Now I wasn't as reluctant to what would be the word, dismiss what I was looking at as a logical thing. Like, oh, the blanket's waving. Oh, I'm looking for an air cooler. I'm not thinking, well, something's getting my attention. Now I'm a little more open to it. And so it really, it helped me a lot. It kind of made me say, fuck it. And
well,
so,
you know how many people though experience something that don't even come about. They don't talk about it. They don't bring it up because of that reason. And I think it needs to become more of a norm, because this exists, and people, need to come to the realization that, you might be able to communicate with a past family member or friend, but you have to be more sensitive to it. And, and I think that's pretty awesome that certain people can do that and allow themselves to do that.
So Sarah said here, I'm not sensitive at all. I could read a book, sip a cocktail, and then take a nap while paranormal chaos is going on around me. So I'm not sure if she is or isn't. I mean, I think she can pick up on certain things. A lot of stuff, we'll get into that off air. I think, there's a lot of things, but like I said, people carry a lot of things with them too that haven't really left. And sometimes it's up to you to let it go. And sometimes you don't do that. And, you could be keeping a piece of someone or something there that you should not be doing because you won't let it go. It's kind of like, this is a common Christian practice. Instead of being fair to the person passing, they pray and they pray and they pray for that person to stay alive. Okay. So you're not really being fair to the person that needs to go to the other side. So, the power of prayer is for the people, not a deity. So like when you're praying, it's more for you, but you're creating that. So now you're manifesting your faith that he's going to stay. Now Jimmy said he's going to stay, and Troy said he's going to stay, and Joe, we're all praying, don't let our boy die, man. This is it, God. Hold him. But really, he's supposed to go. So a lot of people make those mistakes. And then when it happens, they never really let a little bit of it go, or they may hold a little bit of anger towards something that does or doesn't exist. And then you have this whole, like, just combined chaos in a jar, if you will, and it's stuck with you. And so you have to self-search and release that, or you have to stop feeling guilty about, I should have called that person last night, I could have saved her life, or I shouldn't have done this, or maybe I made a poor decision, in life itself. And to me, that's where I'm at with it, Joe.
That's one of the biggest things like that I'm dealing with now, and in all honesty, is because the day before Christmas Eve, my grandfather died. I was with him. I was with him that night, the night before. Right. And I keep saying, to myself, even to other family members, I should have picked up on something. I should have stayed a little bit longer. I should have, I should have known something wasn't right. And, that weighs on you, yep. and you carry that. And that's what, I've been trying to do is kind of let it go. And, because for 14 years, he lived without my grandmother. He wasn't that he was miserable, but he just survived for 14 years. Now,
right.
They were together since they were 17 years old. Wow. So it's for us, it's I find peace in knowing that they're back together.
Sure. But, and I think you would. I think you totally would hunt that person down. And I've had people come up and say, "Oh, well, what about the people who get divorced and stuff?" Well, I think you're speaking with a conscious mind. Okay, and your subconscious mind is a million times more powerful than your conscious. So once you begin to understand that forgiveness is more for the owner of the problem than more for you than the victim, I guess you have to realize that you're not going to look at that person the same way you did as with your mortal brain. I think your supernatural brain is totally different. It's a totally different. And not to say that we don't harbor things. There are angry spirits. I'm not saying that, but I think that your level of thought is higher. And maybe someone's bitter because they're being held, or maybe someone's angry because they're still holding on to something they haven't let go because they're scared to leave. There's so many theories that I read or listen or talk to other psychics or listen to what they say. Yeah. And then there's people who are just plain don't believe in anything, and you're just this ball of energy and full of juice and energy, and when you die, you die. And that's fine. I'm to each your own, but I just think it's a skull, for instance. I was telling my parents earlier, a skull to me is a badge to the next journey. When I see a skull, I don't think, oh my God, I'm sad, that's death. I think of, wow, that's it, man. That's the plane that took them in, you see a military person's blues, or you see that old plane that's sitting there and they all died in it or whatever. That was their shell, man, their journey. And I look at it like that. So it's like an emblem of moving forward into your next new thing, I guess, because you got away from your poisonous body, body.
Well, like you said before, it's interesting how, some entities and spirits will linger and stay. Like when you and I were in, San Antonio, we went to the railroad tracks. Oh, well, was the bus, did they die on the railroad tracks there, or was it down the way a little bit?
I thought it was up by the railroad tracks. Are you talking about when we were filming that night? Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas.
But it was weird how we were out there and we debunked a couple things that people talked about, how the truck rolled and stuff like that. But those spirits, we didn't really pick up on much there in that sense, and that was a lot of kids, that supposedly, passed on in that night, when they got hit by the train. But it's amazing. But then you'll get another situation where we were in St. Augustine and we were in that old jail and picked up on a ton of things. And, and that old jail it's the oldest jail in the country, I believe it was. And pirates came through. And we had a lot of, especially Troy and a couple of people, they had a lot of things going on. But it's crazy how that place held, all those spirits there. But like the railroad had none, so why is that,
There goes the fucking Motley Croc spirit taking Troy out again.
He's gone. He's vanished.
Well, but
how you feeling, man? How you been feeling?
I'm all right. Anxiety and all that kind of bullshit, but I'm doing all right. Doctor,
you guys hear me?
Yeah, now
we got you.
I can't hear you at all, so I'm going to back out and reboot myself. I'll be there in a minute.
Okay. All right, bye.
But,
yeah, I was talking to Troy. He told me that you weren't feeling the best and stuff, and just
going through it. I went to the doctor's, hospital, and stuff like that, and they're telling me it's just anxiety in my head. So,
gotcha.
4 doctors.
Man, the mind is a powerful thing, huh? I mean, you can think of something and it happens, and or you feel it, or it's just crazy.
The mind is definitely very powerful. I've definitely learned just how powerful it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's like I can think of a chest pain, and
it happens.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, like Sarah said, anxiety is no joke. People have anxiety. See, I don't know what that's like because I don't have anxiety. I never get it. I mean, and people that do, I feel. I mean, that's hard. People have anxiety.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, we were just talking about anxiety is a real thing, and people that get anxiety. I don't get it. So I don't understand.
I hope you never get it, dude. But I mean, like, you're still pretty young, but it's it just. Maybe you just haven't had something super traumatic enough happen to where you get into it yet. Anxiety has never been a real big issue for me. I didn't get that till I got PTSD, and then it got to be real bad because it's like your adrenal gland sticks open, and you're being scared and blind. You're fucked up the ass by a tree trunk, and then you think you're dying, and then you can watch a movie, bro, and a fucking movie will set you right off, man. And Jeff's familiar. He just said, "You're lucky, Jimmy. Especially panic attacks. They are the worst. They are because." You start to feel like you're dying, man. Like your eyesight goes and you can't breathe.
That's why I ended up in the hospital, because I felt like I was having a heart attack. So I was like, "Fuck this!" I drove myself to the emergency room, and they hooked me up, and they're like, "Listen, your heart's working fine. Everything's dude." They put me through every test possible. I was there for a week, and they were like, "Listen, it's your anxiety." And I've never had anxiety problem. I mean, I'm 39 years old. I've never had anxiety before now. But starting right around the holiday season, like right before I went back to New York, it kind of started to build up. When I got to New York, I kind of calmed down a little bit. 2 days into the trip, my grandfather died, and it spiraled from there.
Yeah. And, I think that, you probably harbor a lot too, man. And what happens is, I think you hold it in and you try to be like, I think a lot of people think that releasing some of their emotions or having someone to go to and talk to. And believe me, man, on a day-to-day basis, I deal with some of the most evil people you could ever be around in your life. Just believe me when I tell you that. So when you try to let something go, or you need someone and they flip it back onto them, or you can only hold so much. And then your subconscious begins to purge. And once it begins to purge, that's what puts you in these debilitating things. And like Jeff said, you feel like you're dying, and you are. And sometimes you'll be perfectly fine, and then you'll see something, and it makes you feel like you're dying, and then your heart changes pace. And then you get like, it's called derealization. If you're interested in understanding that, look up derealization. You start to feel like you're not. I don't know if you're not, Sarah said, that's why I don't smoke anymore. I get really bad anxiety. I've had 2 panic attacks in my life, and it's the scariest thing I've ever felt. Well, I got to tell you, Joe, you're fresh at it right now. When I first started getting them, it's almost like this train that started slow. And there are times I get them 5 to 6 times a week, and it's usually at night. And I go through them pretty much nightly now. So I have to get up. I have to go outside. I have to kind of walk around, or change or stop doing something on my phone, or watch a YouTube video. It happens a lot. So it's like this, 2 or 3, you're okay. Then all of a sudden it's wide open, and then it starts to go down, and then you're good for a while until you get hit again with something that kind of bothers you. So it was real good for me. I had leveled it out. Then I got COVID. Then when I got out of the hospital, it fucked everything up. And so then I started getting it a lot again. I'm like, man, I just didn't want to do this anymore, because you begin to realize, okay, I'm not dying. So every pain in your body now, you're going to think you're dying of.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I deal with, because that's what started it. I got the second vaccine.
Right? Yes, Jeff.
And like 2 days after I got it, I'm walking through Publix, and I got like this flutter in my chest. And I'm like, well, that's fucking kind of weird, right? So I start Googling shit, and fucking Google's
the worst.
Don't do that.
You'll be dead of everything.
Right? So then I go to the pharmacy where I got the shot, and I'm telling the pharmacist, and she's like, oh, you have to call the CDC and tell them so they can document it. And if you get worse, you're going to have to go to a hospital, call an ambulance. I'm like, really? That's all you're going to fucking tell me? So that started building up. So every little thing was like, oh shit, I'm having a heart palpitation. It's a heart attack. It's this, it's that. And it just kept going and going. But like I said, I had 2 cardiologists and 4 fucking regular MDs tell me there's nothing wrong with me. So it's here.
It's in there. It is.
Yeah.
I suffer from the same thing.
And the Google shit, man. If you have a splinter and it swells up, you Google it. You're like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my fucking finger.
Yeah, you have gangrene.
It's the worst of the worst. Yeah, gangrene.
Yeah,
but
it's like it's over. You have gangrene. It's over. Yeah, yeah. Don't ever Google. I think Jeff hit it on the head there when he said, "Don't Google." I'll post it again. He said, "Don't Google." Yeah, because if you guys are already in that mode, man, and you're panicking, I don't get panic attacks off smoking weed. I mean, I've got weirded out because, I've done too much, but I don't ever get it from. I mean, I've seen some things smoking weed, like because you're like paranoid now, like, they're gonna get me, But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't get it like that. For me, marijuana helps me a lot when it comes to taking that down. So if I start to get it, I just hit a little bit. I do a nice small one hit, and I lay back down, and I mellow out. It goes away. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really for me, it works good. I'm sorry that it does that for Sarah because should you get really super anxiety, it really does help. And so, but it is the strand. When you have Billy Bob dropping it off in your mailbox and you don't really know what you're getting, and they're like, "Hey man, you got to come over and smoke with me, bro." You don't know what to cut it with, and 9 times out of 10, you're smoking pesticides and everything else. You really don't know what you're getting into. So you really need to know your distributor, or you really need to know where you're at medically with it, so you can get what you need.
That's actually what one of the doctors had, because they asked me, they go, "Do you smoke weed?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Well," he goes, "Do you have your card?" And I was like, "Nah." And he was like, "Well," he goes, "that's part of your problem." He goes, "Because you really don't know what you're getting." He goes, "They have 8 different strains that they all call the same bullshit." He's like,
yes.
He's like, he goes, "It can make your anxiety worse." He's like, "I advise if you're going to continue to smoke," he's like, "get your card." He's like, "At least, going to a dispensary and all of that, what you're getting, and you know what the effects of it are going to be." Because it's true. Sometimes there's shit I smoke where I'm chill as fuck. I can take a nap. I'm super relaxed.
You don't care.
There's other shit I smoke where it's like my fucking TV's moving, or there's like little Wendigos running through my fucking house, scaring the shit.
Wendigos, man, bro, I want to get high enough to see Wendigos, man.
Fuck that. That shit's creepy, bro.
Yep, on the nose, Joe. He's right, and it's true. Edibles. Jeff said edibles help me chill. It depends on the edible. For me, I do a lot. And Sarah's referencing edibles from Vegas will do everybody good, which is true. It's long, but there was green ones, indica, and there were orange ones, it's sativa. Sativa is not good for me. It's not good for me. It makes me highly agitated, anxious, and angry. So it's not good for me. But, like everybody's different, but indica works like Justin, bro, he's all straight sativa. If you give him indica, he's dead, bro. He'll be standing in the middle of a casino with his foot up looking for the hotel room. You know what I'm saying? Where he's at. But you give him sativa and he's on the go. Now, if I was going to go to the gym and I'm going to the gym, I'll hit sativa is the way to do it, because you just go right through it, man, and you don't even think. I mean, it's really And like Jeff said, sativa is no good for anxiety. It tunes you up. It does. It really does. Yeah. It gives you this, if I put Jimmy on sativa, he built 100 million enclosures, dude, in one day with not even breathing. I'd be like, "You held your breath that long?" Yes. That's what I did. I did all of it. That's how it goes. Because that shit's like that. So, but I know it's a rough thing, and people don't talk about it a lot, and it's terrible. And, it's hard, and you just better hope you have somebody that will listen to you when you really need help, and
absolutely
help you out, because if you don't, trust me, man, it's a shitty thing, and you just got to fight it on your own. And it's good to have family and stuff, I can tell you that. Indica is what you've given me, Troy, and I'm okay on that. Yes, that I would never. I don't use sativa. I don't carry it. I outlawed it from any of my collection. It's outlawed.
Outlawed.
I'm already ADD. It's outlawed. What is that? Sativa? Get it out of here. Trespass it. Call the cops. I can't do it like that. Justin, that's what he likes. "Oh, bro, you like Gorilla Grapes?" Fuck no. I'm not Gorilla Grape and shit. And then they got Gorilla Glue, and they got all these different things. I will tell you what, though, Joe, I finally got a hold of my OG Skywalker. And let me tell you, when we talk about sleep, you can really explore the universe on that, man. I'm telling you, knocks you right out, dude. It's like floating out. You watch TV and you don't feel like you're touching your bed. It's weird. It's like, I love that stuff. So, and that's an indica. But yeah, you got to be real careful what the dope man sticks in your mailbox if you don't have a card, for sure.
Definitely.
You were going to say that. Jeff said I was going to say that, Troy. Yeah, I found, every time OG Skywalker's a shit. It is. When they said, "Oh, we got him," I said, "I want all 4 tubs." I bought it all because I have tried for almost a year to get it. And I tell you what, though, Jeff, if you haven't sampled some Purple Wookie, for people who don't smoke and don't understand, they're like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about? Green eggs and ham and skull biscuits? What is that?" But OG Skywalker, Purple Wookie is really like a really super smooth version of Skywalker, like super smooth, like you don't even know you're pulling it in, and then it's like this real gradual. Wow, dude, where are we at? And it's called Purple Wookie. Amazing. I have some. Oh, Jeff's already got it. He loves the Wookie. So you know what I mean, Jeff. You know what I mean. See, we know when you know. So I gotta take care of you, Joe. You gotta come over one time and we'll relax it and blow out and just sit and talk for hours. But yeah, you gotta be careful. Yeah, papaya cake. Papaya cake is a great indica too. It is, and I have that, and so is Dream Chaser. And if you can get anything from the Bellamy Brothers, is good stuff. Even their hybrids are good. But you also can buy pure CBD to smoke it too, Joe. And that's so cool because you stay coherent. It really knocks your body into shape. Like I like it. It makes me feel like I popped a Valium. So I'm like high, I'm really coherent, but my body just melts. I'm like.
What was the one you gave me that night? What was the one that I did at your house?
The edible that you had?
Yeah.
I think that was a 20 milligram, which I probably shouldn't have given you that much. You probably should have cut it in half. It was 20 milligram of like a hybrid.
Okay.
And I really think you probably need like a 5 or 6 milligrams of indica edible. But now listen, man, and Jeff will tell you too, smoking and eating are two different things. Sometimes edibles have a whole different. Listen, they last a long time.
So I'm down at Tom's, right? And he gives me these fucking gummy pineapples, right? Just hands me one, so I fucking eat it. After I eat the whole thing, he goes, "You ate the whole thing?" I went, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, you should have only ate half." I'm like, "What the fuck? You should have told me something." Bro, when I tell you I forgot how to breathe, I was so fucking high. I forgot how to breathe. I was like, holy shit, bro. They hit me like a fucking freight train.
Yeah, I know. It's cool too because your eyes dilate and they go whoop, and all your sensors, dude. And there's like a bird will fart 3 miles away, and you can hear. You're like, man, it's like Teen Wolf. You're like, I was bit. It like everything just wakes you up, man. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So you got to be real careful with edible because you'll be cooling along, just cool. And like I think I talked about it last show. I was buying some tortoises from one of my buddies over here, man, and he's like filling out the paperwork, and he's like, he just froze. He was like, "Oh," I go, "You okay?" He's like, "My edible's kicking in right now, man." He's like, "Whoa!" He's like all around. I'm like, "Dude, are you good?" He's like, "Yeah, hold on, I'll get it back together." It's like he has to bring himself back. So, but it's not bad though.
Nah.
Yes, Jeff, I put it up because yes, I've had Bellamy Brothers Big Love. It's awesome. I love the Bellamy Brothers strand. Then you say that I tried RSO a few weeks ago and I lost time. Yep, in a good way. Let me throw that in there. In a good way. So there's a lot of stuff. I have some nice wax burners and a dab. Dabs are good. You just got to know how to do a dab, or you'll be fucking. They'll find you with fucking Chewbacca naked, sharing champagne. I mean. Dabbing is a whole different ball of game, but I really like it. Oh my God. When we were in Arizona, I had a chocolate bar and I was sharing it with, she was going to share it with everyone and no one wanted any. And so it was melting in my hand and I shoved the whole thing in my mouth and I was on Neptune the whole fucking day. And that is so true. She ate the entire candy bar, which I think was probably, I think she had a whole bar of about 60 milligrams if you go by the breaks in one time. And she was on Neptune. She didn't say shit. You can fuck with me.
Listen, you want to hear some crazy shit?
Hell, yes, I do.
First time I ever smoked moon rocks, right? I go to my friend's house in Newport Richie, right? We smoke in his house. The next thing I know is the next morning, I'm in my house, in my bed, with an entire pizza pie and an order of garlic knots in the bed with me, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? So I call up my boy Trey, and I'm like, yo, I go, what happened? He goes, bro, you passed out on the couch. He goes, about 1:30 in the morning, you stood up, grabbed your car keys, walked out of the house, didn't say a word to anybody. He goes, and just drove away. So I'm like, bro, I woke up with pizza and garlic knots in the bed with me. I was like, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. He was like, yeah, so where the fuck did I get pizza from? Dude, come to find out, I drove to downtown St. Pete, got pizza on First Avenue, and fucking drove back to Tampa. I don't remember shit.
Yeah, moon rocks are nuts. I have yet to really try to do that. Hold on, my kookaburra. Okay, he had to talk some shit. Kookaburra's in for the night because it's cold and he likes to scream every now and then. Cancel your calendar for a few days on moon rocks. Hell yeah. People have talked about that. I haven't done that. I'm not. I can tell you this, though. That candy bar that Sarah ate, had Jimmy got that, they'd have found him at 4 a.m. in a Speedo riding Big Boy to Ocala National Forest because that shit knocks you sideways. Sarah said that's a great way to wake up, Joe. Scary how you got there, but worth it. It is. Garlic knots and pizza in the bed.
Bro, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, Jeff. I'll tell you, though, man, that's some funny shit. I mean, I can't take away from it. Every now and then, I like having a real fun trip like that where I'm like, whoa, and I'm laughing. I just don't like to get, and it's all about technique too, man. If you use, a lot of people don't know what keef is, but if you use a lot of keef and you pack that bowl tight, forget about it, man. You already know you're fucked. And if you puff out and it's so thick you can't see through it, you're done. You might as well get ready, dude, because you're done. You're fucking done. I'm telling you. And when you cough, it's setting it in. It's that simple. It's setting it in. But and little small things, man, it's good. You know what I mean? I enjoy it, and I try not to, I don't do it when when I need to do something really important. I try not to do it. Like if I'm gonna have a mellow day, I'll do a few hits and relax a little bit and just go my day. But but for the most part, when you get home, you want to unwind. It's great, and you really got to know your dose. Yeah, that's really it.
Yes, yeah. Like I'll never do it when I'm messing with the animals. Like especially if I'm handling like venomous and shit. I don't.
That would be good.
Yeah, I don't fuck around with that shit.
That'll ruin your night.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it fucking with venomous. Fuck no, dude.
I've seen it. I'm not mentioning names, but I've seen it.
I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. You're gonna laugh. I know it, bro. I know it. Fucking guy is awesome. Let's not say his name either. God damn. Because everybody here already knows, and I know Jeff's laughing. Jeff said, if you don't cough, you don't get off. Cody Love said, LOL, so true. Sarah said, Jimmy, if you do an edible with me, I'll lick your butthole.
Oh, my God. You will die. You will die.
Oh, my God. Listen, bro. Let me tell you something.
If she's in the fucking living room right now, it takes everything in my power right now to tell her to quit messaging.
Jeff said, damn it, Jimmy, you better do it. But I'll tell you what, for Jimmy, that would be like his very first time on doing anything because your senses will be so wide open. I don't know. God, I don't know, man. I think touching your butthole will be like reaching in and touching your brain in there like that. On an edible, it'll probably feel so good. Every time she comes home, you'll be sitting there with your feet behind your head waiting.
Oh my God. Their noise is the coolest, man. I love them.
Yeah.
Man, he thought that was great. That was going on. That was one of the longest. No, that was some good stuff. That's hilarious. She said, just kidding. That's gross.
Sure.
Don't care. She'll be on an edible too. To her, it'll look like a Reese's peanut butter cup, creases and all. She won't give a fuck.
Oh my God.
Dude, I'm gonna bring the bird in. The bird wants to come in on the show.
I think he does.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's probably just hungry. We have to leave him in today because it's just too cold for them guys out there. Them little
freezing, bro.
They are fun though. We love them. They're pretty cool.
Bro, right now, right this second here, it is. So it's only 8 o'clock, almost 8 o'clock. It's 7:40, and it feels like 42 already here.
Man, right now I'm gonna see what we are. We're at right now. I'm at 47.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So we're all getting it
47 here. I'm right down. Okay, so if you look at where I'm at geographically, I'm down by the big lake areas and stuff, and we're in like this lower ravine of Florida, like we go up, because if you go to Plant City, it goes up. Every time down here, it seems to be colder for some reason. Like I can drive into Tampa. It's not that it's warm, but it's warmer than here. For some reason, I guess down in the valley, dude, we're down on the tree line along that waterway. It just gets, man, dude.
Yeah. What's your low tonight? What do you have for the lowest?
I'll tell you right now. Let me pull it up and I'll let you know.
It says 37 by me.
So that's probably it for me. I'm probably going to be at the same he is. And you're in Tampa, right?
Yeah.
So he's in Tampa.
I'm right on the Gulf.
Yeah. So
you may be actually a little colder, Troy. Because if he's on the Gulf, he'll probably be a little warmer.
Yeah, by 9 o'clock tonight, I'm going to be at 41 degrees, bro. And then overnight, the coldest part of the night, I'm at 35. I'm going to stay 35 from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's going to be through 8 a.m. 37, then start to rise by 9. It'll only be 44. So my high tomorrow here is going to be 58 degrees. 64 degrees by 4 o'clock. That's not. It's going to be frozen. And so then we're going into more cold nights. So 11:45, then back down into the 40s. And then we get showers, 57. And then once the rains come again, you know what happens after that. So it's just going to be brutal on the critters, man. For anybody of you guys listening have animals, you totally understand what that's going to be like.
Yep. Yep. No sleep. No sleep.
Brooklyn. No sleep till Brooklyn.
I got nothing outside right now.
Yeah, me neither. The only thing I have are the big tortoises. I don't bring them in. I put them in their houses with their heat, and I close them in.
I have a lot of shit outside right now. That's my
problem. Yeah, well, yours is a little big right now.
Oh man.
I'm used to. I'm bringing in the. I lock up the critters and stuff, like some of the birds and stuff I bring in too.
Yeah. You know, certain animals, you know, they handle it well. I mean, we put heat lamps in, you know, once it gets under a certain temperature. But like the porcupine, we have 2 lights on her tonight. The civet, we have 1 light right where she goes to lay down. So I think she'll be good. The raccoon, we have a light on. And then all the tropical crocodilians, we run the well water all night on them. And, you know, we top all the waters off on the alligators. And we really don't worry about the alligators, but, you know, still, though, when I go and check on them, I make sure they're not blowing bubbles and stuff that I have to go pull them, because sometimes they'll shut down enough where they let water in their body. So, you know, I've had that happen before, too. So.
That's fucking scary.
Yeah, last night, I swear to God, we had, what is it, the rain that freezes, like snow flurries or
little sleet
stuff? Yeah, we had that here last night in Ocala. Man, it was, if you watch one of my videos I did on one of the stories, you can see, and it wasn't wet. It was coming down hard, but it was drier than dry. It was, I think we were on the verge of.
I saw it. It was floating around. It looked like a bunch of mosquitoes in a light. It was cool.
Yeah, and it was all ice. It was crazy. We were on the verge.
I know it's going to be like that here. I know all the content. I'm going to have frost all over the grass in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the sulcuttles will want to be out grazing with frost on their back.
That's right.
I'm telling you what, you know what's really the Galapagos and the radiated tortoise is real tolerant of cold weather. So are the Burmese browns. When it's 40 degrees, they're in their pool having a fucking party. It's unbelievable to me. I just don't understand that. I don't get that, but they are. It's like they're all excited. You'll be fucking all night long. Oh, it's cold. It's time to get busy. It's like, that's unbelievable to me. I laugh because they're all in their pool. If I went out there now, 3 of them would be in their pool at 41 degrees.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's unbelievable to me. They love that cold weather, man. It gets them fired up. Like the Russian tortoise. Everybody kills that because they get it as a pet and then they want to heat it up because they read it on Google that a bearded dragon needs to be warm. So does the Russian tortoise. And so they heat it up until they fucking cook it, just like they do indigo snakes and everything else. And I tell people, snakes don't like that kind of heat, man. No.
Yeah, our room.
They live in cool caves, dude. They don't need that kind of heat.
And in our room, we keep 1 floor heater running, and even on a tonight like being 28 degrees here, the room will stay roughly at probably around 65 as the lowest. You know, so if it got to 60, I wouldn't freak out. You know, I mean, everybody's good. So
Jeff's overnight is 42. Judy's overnight is 33. Sarah said, sucks if it's going to get this cold. Would be nice to get some snow. Yeah. You know, Sarah, I'm just going to have to disagree with you on that one. I mean, if we're on vacation somewhere and I can leave it, I'll be happy. I don't want it here. Oh, no.
I got 30 years snow experience. I'm done, bro.
Yeah. The New York snow too. It's different. It's tough. New York snow try to kick your ass. It's not like snow
wet,
out west.
Cold, dirty.
See, sounds just like a gangster. Dude, you go up north.
I know we talked about it before.
Listen, up north the snow is different. I remember running into it. I lived up by the Great Lakes up near Toledo, Ohio for a while. Back in 98, I took a job out there and I was there for a year. And that cold is that wet, cold snow is horrible. But then you go out to like Colorado and shit. When it snows, bro, you go and blow it right off the ground. It's so dry. You know, that's what they call that powder stuff. When they're skiing, it's like skiing in powder, man. It's not that slushy shit you find up in the southern United States and stuff.
No.
Sarah said it's already cold enough. Let's live a little. Okay. I mean, that's fair, but just by you. It probably will in Ocala. Don't worry about it. It's probably going to there for you. Jimmy said it almost did last night. You could have ran outside with your mouth open.
We were out there. We were out there with the lights looking at it and stuff. And, you know, I know we've talked about it before, but, you know, when we were in Tallahassee, we did have snow on those fucking alligators. And I ain't shitting you. It's the first time I've ever seen snow on the top of our alligators. And the water was completely frozen. I had to take a hammer and beat the friggin' ice off the top because the water was solid. And, I mean, it was nuts. And not the whole pool, but just the top layer, you know, was ice. But
that's
never thought in a million years. Yeah.
The only time I saw real snow on alligators was with Jimmy in South Dakota.
Actually, that's okay. I've seen it twice.
That's the first time I've ever seen it in my life. I'm like, man, they're under a foot of snow in there, dude. But I mean,
let me tell you,
a blizzard hit, bro. It was awesome.
So Troy and I are driving through. We're actually in South Dakota at the time, and we were in southern South Dakota, and it was cold. I mean, it was probably in the mid 40s, you know, when we were cruising through. And I would say from us driving from the south up into the northern central north part, we started hitting ice, and then all of a sudden it just came down on us. And we were like going so slow because, you know, we're Florida boys driving in South Dakota with snow. So we're like with a cargo load of alligators. So,
hey, man, you know, you do what you got to do. I remember doing that dumb shit in Colorado out there every time it would snow. We'd be driving like assholes. You hit a bridge and you fly across it because your wheels stop touching the ground. I'm telling you, bro, it's like an air patch. That black ice is no joke. You'd be driving along and the bridge would be frozen and you'd be like, boop, and you'll catch it and you're like, what the fuck just happened? And it's like that. It literally is like that.
Dude, it's nerve-wracking. Nerve-wracking.
But I think it's been cold too. Our friend out in Colorado said it's been real cold like that, man. Like where there's like dry ice.
Yeah.
Or black ice patches. Like it's just real dry and slick, real quick. That's nuts, dude. I'm glad we don't have to deal with that here, Joe. Like seriously, yet. Anyways.
Yeah, seriously. I'm so over the snow and shit. Like I was so happy that when I was in New York, it didn't snow once. I hate that shit. And it's crazy because like growing up, like I would shovel snow in like a t-shirt and shorts. No problem. Now it hits fucking 55 degrees here, and I got a sweatshirt on, bro. Like I'm fucking cold. Fuck that.
Yeah, we think our blood thins out here, I think.
Yeah. I'm like,
you get acclimated. We get acclimated, man. I mean, yeah, I think there's got to be something to that. You know, now that I really want to look into that. We've driven through, Sarah says we've driven through some states with the rig during snow and ice, and it's terrifying. Give me a downpour rain over that any day. Yeah, you don't want to be. Yeah, I agree. I think I would not like that much.
Dude, we drove to Washington State. We brought alligators to a place called Yakima in Washington. And we were doing gator shows at a home show. And we were driving through. We hit some really bad snowstorms, ice storms. Amarillo, Texas was a whiteout. We could only go a few miles an hour. But
isn't that a country song, Amarillo?
It is. I think it's George Strait.
Amarillo.
But man, we hit some bad. We actually had to stop. It might have been on the way back, and we were about to go over this overpass. And this guy's like, "You're not planning on going down that road, are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're just fueling up." The guy's like, "Don't do it. It's gonna freeze up." And no shit. We stayed the night, and it did freeze up. So if we went, we probably would have went off the mountain road.
Wow.
So,
well, it's a lot better than staying in places with Jimmy in Tennessee where they say, "Hey, don't go out of the hotel room at midnight." I'm serious, bro. We got in a spot and the guy's like, it's okay. Just don't go outside after midnight. You know, it's like fucking The Purge. Don't go out after midnight, guys. You know, how do you take that when you get in? You're like, oh, yeah, the truck's fucked up. We're trying to get things fixed. It's okay. Just don't go outside after midnight. I mean, how do you take that kind of? You're like, excuse me?
I know how we took it. We locked and loaded, shut the door. And we're like, all right, well, we got this. So
then come on in, man. We just think the guns. It's weird. So weird. I don't know where we were. I'm not going to say that because I don't want Jimmy to get in trouble for carrying his gun illegally. In some states, that
was an illegal state.
So we're good then. Okay, good.
I think, but we still won't mention it just in case.
Just in case. We're like, well, we saw what Jimmy said. Sarah says, born and raised in Florida, so I'm used to the rain. Way more comfortable for me. Yeah, I mean, I can relate.
I feel like
I'm sorry. It is. But if any of you, I hate with a passion the fucking people that put on their hazards in the rain. Okay, that is one of my biggest pet peeves. If you can't drive in the fucking rain, pull the fuck off the road. Get off at the next exit and sit.
Yeah,
I'm like Joe. I just hate everybody I don't know that's out there next to me in cars.
You hate everybody equally, huh?
I don't know them. I don't want to like them. Pull them off the road.
Fuck them.
You know what I don't like is I learned to drive with snow on the ground. Yep, that Jeff's from a cold area too. But you know, these people nowadays, like these do-gooders, they want to come out and drive a couple miles under the speed limit, and if they see a squirrel 6 blocks over, they slow down to be safe, or you know, they start slowing down 2 miles before the stop sign and hold your whole day up. And then you pull up next to them and they're wearing masks in their car.
In their car.
And then you want to fucking rage, bro. Yep. And then you want to just rage. And I think, you know, I have a brush guard on the front of this dually. And I'm thinking road warrior right there. Let's do it. And I know it works. And I'll tell you why, Joe. I was going to Bushnell, Florida one time with a trailer. And I had an old Firestone wheel in the front of my dually, and I had a big cattle guard brush guard on the front of my grill. And I was doing about 75 miles an hour. And there was a car that was going to pass me, and my tire blows completely out, dude. And it happened to be a Saturn SUV. I plowed into that thing, and I pushed that motherfucker 80 miles an hour down the street, dude. Before I ripped their fucking tires off, flattened their rims. They ground so much into the ground. My nephew was there. I believe Chandler was actually in the car with me at that time, Jimmy.
Okay.
I had my dog with me, and we just destroyed this family on their way to St. Pete for vacation. I destroyed it. Flat the whole car. I looked in the window, and you see people like looking at us like this. And I'm looking over the hood of my dually, just right in their car. And there's like, whoop, and I went off, and then we hit the grass, and my rim cut into the mud and slowed down. My buddy came up, jacked it up, put a new tire on, and I drove home. They had to have their car completely just destroyed. It just destroyed their car, man. Destroyed it. So I know now that if I didn't blow the tire out and I want to blast the fuck out of you with my brush guard, I can. Really good. It's going to be like heating a garbage can with the bumper of your car. It's going to launch you guys far. I love it. Yeah, Cody said, so she goes, I'm great to drive with, totally level-headed.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Cody said the tires were pulled off the car. They were. It literally it dug a hole in the ground. It was unbelievable. So I know it'd be done now. So now I think, man, I have that. Who needs a gun? Floor it.
That's it.
And Jimmy's a bully too when he drives his truck. He just says, "Yeah, I'm coming over." Yeah, fucker. And he just goes over. What's the car going to do?
That's exactly right. No, because this is the problem. This is the problem that we have. And anybody that pulls trailers, Troy, you know this. Joe, I don't know if you ever pulled trailers, you know, when you're traveling, but people that pull trailers, other cars, vans, they don't want you getting in front of them. They don't want you, you know, I have my CDL. I used to drive dump trucks for the school board. Nobody used to let us in. We had to fight our way over because nobody wants us in front of them. So I keep that same mentality even when I'm pulling my flatbed trailer because nobody wants. And you know what? Even if I'm not pulling a trailer, I'm like, well, I'm going to just you swerve a couple times, dude, they either speed up or they slow down. One of the two. Yep.
You know, I had a guy arguing with me. I don't remember what it was about. It was in traffic. And he was driving like a cute little Tesla. It was cute. And he said, man, I'm going to fucking, blah, blah, blah. And he's trying to cut me off. And I remember rolling the window down. I said, listen, man, I think your car is more valuable to you than mine is to me. Right. I want to rethink what you just said, because I'll drive over that fucking thing and not care. Sometimes I'll be like that. Like, if you've got your brand new Tesla and you're out there with your finger and you're cleaning it, oh, there's a spot. Like, there's a spot. And then someone comes up with a dually, an older dually. Listen, bro, I wouldn't want that near my car, so I'm sure not going to pick a fight with them.
You're right.
Guys that drive big trucks are like Jimmy. You're not going to fuck with that guy in traffic. His dude, I'm telling you, the elevator doesn't go all the way upstairs when he's in that truck, man. He gives no fucks. And that guy can drive. You want to talk about the iron butt? That guy can drive. There's no way. Yeah, how long? I've been driving 36 hours. I think I'm going to pull over for a second. I'm like, holy fuck, 36 hours. I got to give you, Jimmy, you are a driver, bro. Driver.
I do like to drive.
When Jimmy goes, hey, we got to do this, and I'm driving, I'll go. Because I hate it. I hate having to drive all the time. I drive every day to work, all the way down to Sarasota from where I'm at, Joe, like every day, 2 times a day. By the time I'm done, I don't want to drive anywhere.
What's funny is I was going to come out there today, right? So
yeah, I wasn't there today. I
was going to go there. I was just heading out there. And I'm like, it's like an hour and 20 minutes from my house. And I'm like, I'm at the gas station getting gas. And I'm like, nah, you know what? Fuck that shit, bro. I'm not doing a 3-hour round trip. Fuck this shit. And I ended up just going to the mall.
Going to the mall. Sarah said Jimmy's a total dick, but he gets it done. He ain't never going to miss a turn or an exit.
Oh, so we're talking about that. I'm great to drive with, totally level-headed. Let me tell you about the worst road rage, okay? She is pretty aggressive when it comes to driving. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
I think she just looked at him across the room. She went. Because he's like, I'll leave it at that. He shut up right there. You see him? It's like,
there's my door.
Oh, okay. Then she looked at you through the lens. It looks like Jimmy's got a tail. Look at that picture. Doesn't it look like he's got a tail?
Yeah. I was trying to figure out what that was.
It's his elephant.
Hang on. I'll show you. Hang on.
It's his elephant. He loves this thing. Oh, you froze grabbing it. Now it looks like you're holding a big cock.
Turn, you bitch.
Oh, shit.
I'm trying to figure out how this. There it is.
The way you were holding it earlier was the BBC in your hand, bro. Oh my God! Cool. You were like stuck, frozen, holding it like that.
Yeah. You're like mid-shaft.
Don't. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get that out of the screen. It's gone.
God, tonight, edibles, holding a big shaft, getting his butthole licked. Well, I've been saying that's been a pretty good show tonight, man. We're down to 2 minutes, so I mean, we actually that flowed pretty quick this evening. I think.
Yeah.
I feel like some of them go slower.
It's already 8 o'clock. Holy shit.
I know, right? It goes quick, don't it?
Yeah, it definitely went quick.
Yeah, it went by fast.
So I'm pretty excited. So by the next show, I guess. So just so we know, WTF Live, WTF Paranormal Official on Instagram is ran by my sister. Jimmy and I, and one other person at the time had started that page a long, long time ago. And I turned it over to Brittany. So she said that night that we're going out there, they're going to run live from that page.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So it's on Instagram. It's WTF Paranormal Official. W.T.F Paranormal Official. And so if you guys do it, they run live. There's a lot of stuff on there and paranormal stuff. And there's some cute pictures of Jimmy. We were out investigating one night and there was nothing there. So I opened fire into the woods and pretended I shot the demon. My sister had no idea. Right. You can hear, oh my God, what the, so, we do that. She said, I can't wait. Will you be there, Joe? I
don't know.
Joe, are you going to be there?
You want me to come?
I don't care if you go. Will you be there?
I'm definitely down. I'm in.
I'm excited about it, Joe. If you go, I'm fine going there. As long as, hey, Jimmy and then Sarah and them took care of this. If it's cool with them, yeah, Joe, I think it'd be great. We'll go in and do some.
I don't think it'll be a problem. I'll just run it past the guy, but I don't think it'll be a problem. So
cool. I'm in.
Just a minute. We're gonna investigate it and stuff and see what we got. I think it'd be really cool.
Definitely.
So our friend
we'll get Sarah
told us,
feel something.
He said he goes, listen, if it gets too much or too crazy, he goes, I'm gonna go sit in my fucking car, my truck, and I'm just gonna wait for y'all to finish. take your time. That's what he told us. So
I mean, let's be real. I mean, you may have the possibility in there of some anger. I mean, losing your life like that in the midst of being pissed off at the cops, you know what I'm saying, man? Like, if one got me, man, in the day, and I died right there like that, I'd be an angry fucker. I'd be fucking with people too. Jeff, you have a good night, buddy. I always love seeing you here. Thanks for coming in. I like to
see you, Jeff.
Shout a thank you to you for that. So it's good to see you. But yeah, you might run into something really, really good, man, to be honest with you. So it's 8:00. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and cut the show. We appreciate you guys. We'll be talking about the Ma Barker house next Sunday because we're going to investigate it. So check it out at w.tf Paranormal Official. And I keep fucking it up. It's w.t.f. Because there may be another what the fuck. There's a lot of WTF. So really it stands for What the Fuck Paranormal, but it is the official page. And we will be running live from there. And it's not very old and it's been kind of quiet. So I don't know if my sister's got a lot of followers up on it. So go check it out and help her out with that. But we'll still run live from it. And then we'll talk about it next Sunday. So we appreciate you guys coming out. And as always, co-host Jimmy and Joe, thanks for always stopping in like you do.
Absolutely.
And I guess we're going to go ahead and log out and we will see